Smith throws the ball upfield, open in the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown.
Oh, he wasn't down. He's going all the way. That's a touchdown.
Good evening, everybody. It's an absolutely beautiful night for football here at Wilmington High School's Alumni Field. Tonight, the Wilmington Wildcats play host to the Burlington Red Devils. We're going live over WCTV.org, Wilmington Community Television. It'll be the October 11th game. Chris Neville here, along with my partner, Jim Boyle. We're looking forward to probably a running game tonight. Wildcats got their first win of the season last week. A very impressive win against Watertown High School for their first win. Burlington comes in with a 3-1 record. Jim, positive momentum for the Wildcats starting with last week, and let's see if we can keep it up tonight.
That's correct. They went down to Watertown and beat I think Watertown was undefeated. No, they had lost once to this Burlington team. Ran the ball successfully. Bailey Smith with 3 touchdowns, 127 yards. And it also snapped the 10-game losing streak. So the momentum going in here is that even though Burlington is 3-1, Burlington's the 2 common opponents were Woburn, who Burlington slightly beat, and we got beat by a short amount. And Watertown, Burlington squeaked by at home, and we beat them by like 33-7 at the week. The weather's going to be a major factor. Look to see if they get ground and pound. If Bailey gets about 25 touches tonight, we should be in good shape.
So we're almost ready for football action. The teams are out of midfield for the coin flip. Wilmington's captain's out there. Bailey Smith, number 43. Christian Robage, number 8. Pat McAndrew, number 74. And Dean Nally, number 54. We'll be back for the opening kickoff of tonight's game right after this message.
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football this season is sponsored by Red Heat Tavern Catering, bringing their backyard grilling experience to you. Align Credit Union, connecting all your banking needs, and Josie's Bakery, an Italian-influenced bakery where modern meets old school.
Welcome back. We've had the coin flip and the national anthem here. Wilmington has won the initial toss. They've elected to defer to the second half, so Burlington will be receiving the opening kickoff tonight. Kind of a sparse crowd tonight. I don't think it's a case where the live broadcast is cutting down on the attendance. I think it's more like the 30-mile-an-hour gusts coming across from the north to the south end of the end zone, and a little bit of rain and crap going on outside as well. Any other observations before we get started,
Just
Jim?
a little bit of rain. We're splitting up today because I'm out of the booth in the elements to try to get the feel for what these kids are going through. Plus the booth is like crowded, like you wouldn't believe. The good news is it's a really good student section. They got the pink on for the breast cancer awareness, and Wilmington neglected to kick off, and they've played a lot better special teams-wise over the last 2 games since they got annihilated up at Bishop Fenwick. So let's see what they can do defensively to start.
Looks like Will Kenyon is going to kick off for the Wildcats. The ball is placed at the 40-yard line and back deep. I guess we'll give it to you in a couple of minutes. I can't really see from here. The deep men for the Red Devils.
Kicking into the wind, too. So an interesting the onside kick.
And Wilmington is going to recover the opening kickoff at their own 47-yard line. The ball bounced off of one of the Burlington up men, fell back into Wilmington territory, and can't really tell who grabbed the ball there, but Wildcats are off to a very good start, and it plays out to be a very wise decision for them to elect to kick off.
Yeah,
apparently.
Coach Turner going to his bag of tricks early with the way the wind's blowing, try to get possession. Looks like the freshman's going to start, Joe McCauley. Last week at Watertown, they started McCauley in the I formation with a fullback in front of Bailey Smith. Looks like that's what they're going to do today, Chris.
Same thing. Looks like Gavin Erickson is going to be out wide to the left, and Christian Robai just split wide to the right. Power I right up the middle. Nice big run on first down by Smith. Picks up about 6 yards across midfield.
Yeah, Chris, the change in the offensive philosophy here, we're having the fullback, which is Venenzia, lead through has really opened a lot of holes for Bailey Smith last week and now on this first play of the drive.
So a good start for the Wildcats tonight. See if they can maintain the momentum that they built last week at Watertown High School. I did notice, I watched that game last week, and every kick was kind of dribbled right across midfield. So something maybe what they'll be doing in the future. Okay, good defensive stop by Burlington there stopped a little and no gain at the 46-yard line. Smith again on the carry, ran for over 100 yards last week, Jim.
Yes, he did. It's if you get the hole for Bailey, he gets a hole. He'll pick up many yards tonight. The other thing they're doing, they also are playing a tight end, so they got the two wideouts, the I formation. I think it's Smolinski 41 as their tight end, but hard to tell in the rain. But I'll double check that.
So Gavin Erickson comes out split wide to the left. Looks like Robage is in the slot. Once again, given to Smith, who finds some nice running room right up the middle, gains of almost 10 yards. Across the 40 down to the 38 for a Wilmington first down.
Yeah, like I said, when Bailey gets a hole, he's quick enough to hit the hole and strong enough to bust through. And that's just another setup where they're playing the I, and he's got the fullback leading through, which again opens up a lot more holes than playing a spread with nobody leading for him on offense.
So I anticipate largely a running style game tonight. With the wind, it's going to be very difficult for either team to pass the ball. McCauley in again as the quarterback for the Wildcats. Another handoff to Smith. He tiptoes through, and he's stopped maybe only for gain of a yard down to about the 36, 37-yard line.
So of the 4 or 5 plays that they've run, again, they're going to try to run the ball here, especially with not just the wind, though it's wet. You don't want to turn the ball over. So limit your turnovers, run the football, run the clock, keep your defense off the field, and hopefully your line can open up big holes so you can dominate the line of scrimmage.
Jared Venezia in at the fullback position, right in front of Bailey Smith in the backfield. Handoff is to him right up the middle, finds some good running room, and he plows forward to the 30-yard line. Gain of about 6 yards on that play, 7 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Wildcats.
The other option you have with the fullback is to give it to him, and they did that a lot at Watertown last week to the success like they just had there. So everything's open. It's 2 down territory here at the 30-yard line with two downs to get 2 yards.
Sure, Coach Turner was very happy with both sides of the lines last week. The offensive and D line both did a great job in stymieing Watertown's approach. 3rd down, handoff to Smith, and he moves forward for another first down to the 25-yard line. Wildcats continue to churn up yards here early in the first quarter.
Again, very good power running by Bailey Smith. Exactly what you want. That's why they're playing the fullback and the tight end. It also helps with the freshman quarterback to get his sea legs, and this will be his 3rd varsity game. He's a freshman, and of course you're not going to pass in this wind, so it really helps him settle down and make proper decisions.
Both teams have a lot of players going both ways, so it's going to be a matter of attrition as we get through the 48 minutes of football tonight. Wilmington's first down at the 26-yard line. Fakes. He does hand off to Smith, who stopped for about a yard gain down at the 25.
Trying a little misdirection play, and Burlington, the left side of their defensive line, sniffed that out, held their leads, and blew that play up.
Captain Chris Jones for Burlington, and on that tackle, number 55. The Wildcats come out. Looks like Erickson again split wide to the left with Robage in the left wing. Inside handoff, and that's stopped for no gain. Once again, a handoff to Bailey Smith, who had no running room that time. Stopped for a loss of about just about a yard or so.
So quick
3rd and 11.
Sorry, Chris. Quick adjustment there by the defensive line coach or whoever's making the defensive calls on Burlington. Probably just change a little bit up now that they see what they're trying to do with Bailey Smith. So the chess match will continue here. It's 2 down territory no matter what. So 10 yards, two downs to pick up the 10 yards.
Okay, Robage is in at the quarterback position here. This worked really well for them last week with Watertown. They'll take the snap, and we have a timeout on the field called by Wilmington.
Yeah, whenever they need to throw the ball, it looks like they're going to bring Robage in and run the spread. So it'll be interesting if, and I'm sure Burlington has scouted that. I think with Watertown they might not have gotten to see that, but so now they're going to look and say, we're going to bring the spread out here. We might throw it, but Robage also gives you the other key that he can run the football as well.
Right. So we'll see what Coach has concocted for a 3rd and 11 from the 26-yard line.
So it's been a 5-minute drive, I think, as well. So again, ground and pound and see what we can do. 2 down territory.
I want to take a minute to thank our WCTV sponsors for helping get our games on the air this fall and winter. Josie's Bakery, Red Heat Tavern, and the Aligned Credit Union. We want to thank them all for their support. Wilmington High School football. So Robarge is waiting for the snap, fakes the handoff, sprints out to the left, but he's taken down in the backfield for a loss of 3. Good defense by the Burlington Red Devils. I think Ray Magliozzi might have been in the tackle, number 56.
Again, you're sort of limited if you're going to show that you might pass or run a quarterback draw. There's not much else they're going to do out of that formation, and especially again if you're behind the chains, which Wilmington was there at 3rd and 10. You don't have a lot of options in this win, so it's either going to hand the ball to Bailey, try to make a quick slant pass, or quarterback draw. So see what he pulls out of his bag of tricks for this offensive play.
Mizuraka split out wide to the right. 4th down and 14. Back to pass. Robarge. He lets it go. Man is open, and it's caught. Caught downfield to Mizuraka at the 15-yard line. It's going to be good for a 1st down.
Mizuraka ran a really good route there, and Robarge with a really good pass. So everything that had happened to work for that long 4th down play worked. Give a lot of credit to Christian Robarge on that. He just fired a bullet right in there.
Actually, I think that was number 26, Andre Turner, on that reception. 25, 26, they look the same from up here in the booth. Turner, another freshman, very, very promising athlete for the Wildcats, but keeps the chain moving. 1st down and 10 from the 15. Pitch back to Smith, who sprints out to the left, and he's taken down for a loss of a couple of yards at the 17. So, as you mentioned, very good adjustments by the Burlington defensive line after the Wildcats chewed up a lot of yardage in the first couple of series.
It looks like he's going to switch back to Robarge here with the 2nd long. Again, it gives them the 3 options with Christian. You can quarterback draw, you can get it to Bailey Smith. So with the freshman in there, was either you run the ball with the fullback or with Bailey. You don't pick up that 3rd option. So Robarge gives them that opportunity.
Inside handoff to Smith, who breaks free of 1 tackle. He fights forward for about 4 or 5 yards down to just outside the 10-yard line. So a good pickup. He got hit right at the line of scrimmage and was able to push forward for another 4 or 5.
So you had 2 down territory once again. 6 yards, 2 downs, pick up 6. Last week, Bailey Smith really got his running legs going. He had holes. He picked up, like I said, I think it was 127 yards and 3 touchdowns. If you had watched the first 3 games where he was just getting pounded, people were in the backfield before he even touched the ball. It's good to see him get a little bit of freedom and use the power run that he can do.
Germano and Erickson split wide to the right. Robarge keeps the ball, and he runs for a 1st down inside the 5. Stopped just shy of the goal line, down at about the 2-yard line.
So very, very, very good first drive for the Cats here. They've eaten up all 8 minutes of the clock. First drive, 1st and goal from the 1. A million different things they can do. They can hand it to Venezia. They give it to Smith. They can quarterback sneak. I would doubt they'll throw here, though.
They give Venezia in the backfield again with Smith. Hand off to Bailey,
Touchdown.
right up the middle, and he goes in standing up. Early touchdown for the Wildcats.
Just the way Coach Turner drew that baby up, and I would expect him to go for 2 here because of the wind. But again, that hole was, Bailey saw the hole. He hits the hole really quick, and he's easily into the end zone.
So whatever started last week has certainly continued here tonight for the Wildcats, off to a great start against the Red Devils. 3:42 left to go in the first quarter, we think. At least my producer and director, Adam Dusenberry, says it's 3:42, and if he says it's 3:42, he's right.
I can see the clock from here, Chris. It's 3:42.
It's because he's running it. The extra point attempt is broken up in the end zone.
So again, the only thing I criticize that on the coach here is you were very successful running the football with either your fullback or with your halfback, and then you have the freshman drop back and try to force a ball into the end zone into the wind. So you know what? He's the coach. I'm just the analyst. But we do take a 6-0 lead, and in a drive that took 8 minutes and 20 seconds almost.
And the wind keeps on blowing the rain or the moisture across the field. We got it's a perfect Halloween type atmosphere here tonight.
If you're a duck. This will be a very interesting kickoff here.
Well, Smolinski again, number 41, will tee it up for the Wildcats. From what I saw last week, Jim, on the Watertown game, I don't think any balls kicked off went any more than 15 or 18 yards.
Yeah, and again, here I don't understand. I would expect, it looks like he's got his hands team up front. Burlington's coach has made that adjustment. All you got to do is try to kick the ball somewhere. And they're going to bring everyone up. I have no understanding why they'd be back at the 25-yard, the 15-yard line for this kickoff, but they're Burlington. What do you expect?
Another hooch kick, taken at the 40-yard line and run across midfield. And let's see if we can tell. I think it was, it's like Sean Pinkham maybe on the return, number 10.
I would say that is correct, Mr. Neville.
So Burlington will take the ball right at midfield, and we'll see how they make out on their first drive of the night. He came in late. The opening kickoff was muffed by the Devils, and the Wildcats jumped on it and marched down for a quick, easy touchdown. Kyle Pena, 3-4-year quarterback, hands off, and it's gained for about 5 yards.
Again, it's going to be imperative defensively to, if we can, control the line of scrimmage, allow our linebackers the freedom to make the play as they run that read option.
John Hurley in the backfield. He takes the handoff, or Pena keeps it actually, and he's going to be mauled at the 44-yard line. Going to bring up a third down for the Red Devils.
So, Chris, as you can see by that play, it's imperative, like I said, the defensive line to make plays so the linebackers can see where everything's going and make the proper reads.
So a quick offense here by the Devils. 3rd and 4. Hurley goes in motion to the right. Pena keeps the ball. He runs and he's stuffed for no gain. Nice defensive play by the Wildcats. Pat McAndrew in on the play, like Dean Nally and maybe Bailey Smith coming up from the safety position.
Big stop on 3rd down by the D line there. And McAndrew was right up in top there. And Bailey Smith filling the gap.
Kind of risky here. Coach has got the wind if he wanted to go for it, but looks like he's going to elect to go for 4th down here. Jake McCauley, the short back. Once again, Hurley in motion. Passes downfield, and it's incomplete. Nice breakup by Christian Robarge on the play. That was intended at the 35-yard line.
Difference.
Matt Pinkham, number 11, was the receiver.
Difference in the two drives. When the play was needed to be on 4th down, Robarge had thrown a bullet right in. It was a great catch by the Wildcat. I think it was Turner, we said. And here, that ball was right on target. The kid just dropped it for Burlington. So turnover on downs, exactly what you want. Now you got 2 minutes to play into the wind, so keep running the ball. Eventually we're going to turn it over and go back with the wind on our backs. Great start for our defense.
Absolutely, yeah. So the ball's at the 44-yard line. Give credit to Andy O'Brien, get accolades from the coach for doing a great job at center. Robarge, the quarterback, he goes right up the middle and he's stopped for no gain right at the line of scrimmage, taken down.
Interesting thought process. They go with the spread. They brought Bailey Smith in motion to leave Robarge by himself for the quarterback draw. Like I said, I don't expect them to throw the ball right now into the wind at this position. If they're down inside the 30, I can see it, but here on your side of the field makes for a difficult decision.
Chris Jones, the captain for Burlington. Captain was the one on the stop, number 55. He's right in the middle of the defense there. So once again, Robarge in the backfield with Smith. Venezia is the right scat back. Hand off to Smith, who sprints right. Does find some running room. Cross midfield, and he kept on going, knocked out of bounds. And it looked like he's got enough for first down.
Again, he got the edge with his
actually,
speed.
just shy of the first down.
They're not moving them. So it's 3rd and short. Again, there's another example where Bailey got the edge, used his speed to get the edge, then used his power to power through. Probably got picked up about 3 or 4 extra yards. Looked like he got a little chippy over there on the sideline as well. I don't know why the clock would be stopped. Oh, he went out of bounds. Okay.
Barge takes the snap, keeps it, goes right up the middle, finds first down running room across the 45 down to the 44 where he stopped, but another first down for the Wildcats.
Again, let your skill players make plays, and Robarge did that, and they're going to switch quarterbacks out here. And probably one more play into the wind for the Cats. And then they'll turn around and have this 40-mile-an-hour gust behind them, which could alter the play a little bit.
Steve Smolinski comes in at the, tight end position.
Yes, sir.
On the left side. McCauley at quarterback. Hand off to the first man through, and he actually fights forward back to the line of scrimmage.
Cardinal sin he just made there, hate to pick on the kid, but a cardinal sin there is you go through the hole, keep going straight, you're a big guy. The minute he stopped and tried to go lateral, or as they would say, east-west, not north-south, it sort of ran him into trouble. Well, I would let the clock run out here and turn the ball around and go from there.
Clock winds down under 10 seconds. And the officials look like they're going to blow the clock dead at the end of the first quarter. Good start for the Wildcats. They're up over the Burlington Red Devils 6-0, and we'll be back for the second quarter action after this message from our sponsors.
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football is sponsored in part by Josie's Bakery, an Italian-influenced bakery where modern meets old school. You can find some of the classics with a modern twist, plus breads, cakes, and cookies, meats and cheeses too. Located on Lowell Street right next to Tremezzo, or you can check out their pictures and videos on Facebook and Instagram.
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football this season is sponsored in part by Align Credit Union. Align offers a variety of banking needs, from savings and checking accounts to mortgages and home equity loans, plus CDs, IRAs, car loans, and more, located on Lowell Street next to Lucci's, or online at aligncu.com. Align Credit Union, connecting all your banking needs.
Okay, so we're back. Wilmington High School's Alumni Field, Friday night, October 11th, and a little bit of rain and a lot of wind. The 1-3 Wildcats starting the second quarter against the 3-1 Devils with a 2nd down and 10 at the 44-yard line. McCauley in at quarterback. Hand off to the second man through, Bailey Smith, who breaks through one tackle, but he actually gets back to the original line of scrimmage again. He was able to climb over one of the defenders there and get down to the 44-yard line, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Chris, a great first quarter for the Wildcats. Great first quarter for the Wildcats there. Totally dominated play. I think they probably ran about 15 plays to 4 for the Red Devils, and they have the wind at their back here, and they get the ball to start the second half. So this is an important 3rd down. See if they can keep moving, keep the momentum going forward.
So Robarge comes back in at the quarterback position. That wind you hear, it is actually 70-mile-an-hour winds where Jim Boyle is right now, and we're tucked away in the press box. Jim's the man. Looks like a blitz coming in. Robarge sprints to the right, finds a little bit of running room, tries to looks for somebody downfield, but he's going to be stopped for no gain, another loss of a yard. Going to bring up 4th down for the Wildcats at the 45-yard line. We'll see if Coach Turner decides to punt the ball away and pin the Red Devils deep.
Yeah, I think the right call here is the punt. It looks like that is what he's going to do. Because I'll tell you right now, getting into this wind is going to be very, very difficult. Advantage will be to the team that can control the ball and eliminate the wind.
I think it's Smolinski back to punt, standing at his own 40-yard line. Tough snap, gets the ball away. It's an over-bounding ball, goes down to the 15-yard line, where it looks like it'll be down there by the Wildcats. That's where the Devils will take over, 1st and 10, early in the second quarter.
Smolinski did a good job. Low snap, picked it up, kept his cool, kicked it, got them inside the 20. They're going to have to go 85 yards, right? Is that right? Yeah. 85 yards if they want to score here. 10-14 to play second quarter. And our defense has been stout so far. So big test here.
If you're watching at home, which I guess if you have to be, because I guess you'd be watching on the computer or someplace else. But breast cancer awareness night, football team and the cheerleaders are all dressed in some pink regalia. Nice gain up 6 yards. That was John Hurley, the running back for Burlington.
So now we'll see what offensive adjustments the Burlington coach decides to make. It looks like they'll look at their play sheets on their wrists. We'll see what happens here. That was a positive play.
Handoff again. Actually, he keeps it. Quarterback keeper out just shy of the first down mark by Pena. Pena lit this place up 2 years ago, Jim, if you remember that game. I don't know if you were here or not, but had a great game against the Wildcats, and I think a losing effort. But
yeah, he also I think he had a great game last year as well. I was at the game. I was not here, but last year I think he had that as well. He's a big, strong runner.
Looks like the officials have ruled a first down on the last carry, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Devils at the 25-yard line. Man in motion. Pena keeps it, finds a big hole right up the middle. And he gains about 13 yards on the carry, brought down at the 38-yard line.
There's a misread here on the right side, or the defensive right side. I'm not sure which linebacker had that contained, but somebody missed it.
Keeps it again right up the middle. Keeps the legs churning. He picks up another 5 just shy of the 45.
So understand, they're going to go quick now. They're going to go quick and they know what they're going to do. And the defense is going to have to step up.
Once again, Hurley's the only one in the backfield with Pena. Pinkham split wide to the right. Handoff to Hurley. Going to be just shy of the first down. Well, 3 yards shy. Taken down just before the 45-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down for Burlington.
Difference between the first drive for Burlington and this drive. This drive, their offensive line is dominating our defensive unit. They're getting, our linebackers aren't getting enough space to make that read and make it a negative play. So watch this play.
Pena low snap, and he finds running room right up the middle across midfield for 1st down.
I got my Burlington friends sitting aside me. The dude's getting real excited over here. Jeez, it's only a 1st down over the 50. It'll be interesting. Standing out here in the weather, in the elements, has been fun. A little cold, but fun.
Devils come up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 at the 48. Hand off to Hurley, finds again good running room. Across the 40 down to the 36-yard line for another 1st down.
And I don't like to pick on players. I don't know the number. 53 that's the 3rd play in this drive that he's made the wrong read, and he's not kept containment. So it'll be interesting to see if the coaches see this up in the booth and see what they do to make that change. That's the weak spot it looks like they think they found here. See,
Cuts
again,
to the right.
thing.
Fine running room over the 30 down to the 26-yard line for looks like another 1st down. Once again, Hurley on the carry, chewing up big yards here in this drive.
And the Wildcats are playing the traditional 4-3, so it's a very imperative for the 2 outside linebackers to maintain their lane, and it's also the 2 DNs are going to have to do a little bit better job stuffing the run at the line.
Another big handoff to Hurley. He finds more running room, open down to the 15 into the 14-yard line where he's taken down. Kyle Valley in on the tackle. But very impressive drive by Burlington. Finding a lot of running room right through the over the tackles or through the middle.
It looks like Wilmington's going to call timeout. I'll tell you, Chris, obvious difference the first drive and the second drive. Not only they're going into the wind, which is forcing them to run the football, but their offensive line has just stepped it up here, and it's just smash mouthing our kids. Look like they're a little bit winded. You know, they've taken a beating. So it's early. Let's see what adjustments Wilmington can make here to counter what they've decided to do. Because these holes are open. A Mack truck could run through these holes.
You and I could run through these holes.
Well, I don't know anymore if I could.
Yeah.
The speed I have, who knows? I'd probably slip and fall in the wet turf.
So 6:58 to go in the first half. So it's been a quick half so far.
Which is good for the spectators out here in the cold, windy, rainy stuff. But again, it's 6-0. Almost halfway through the second quarter. Wilmington will get the ball, will receive the ball to begin the second half. Again, this is just a matter of you got to try to contain here.
Garrett Asher, the center for the Devils.
It looks like Pat McAndrew, 74, is kneeling on the sidelines.
And Wilmington has some small bodies on the line of scrimmage. Another handoff to Hurley, finds good running room in the right tackle position. Stumbles forward, he's down to the 5-yard line, stays inbounds.
I can tell you, when your quarterbacks that's Valley. That might be Valley's third tackle. He's made some really nice open field plays here. But when your quarterbacks are making tackles, corner or safeties are making tackles, things aren't going well for your defensive line.
So it's second down and goal. Second down and about 2. The Devils once again to Hurley. This time he's taken down. Looks like he's close. No, I guess he's about a yard shy of the first down. Taken down at the 6.
It's 2-down territory over here, Chris. So I wouldn't be surprised they come left here. They do a little bit of counter play, come left with their, although the back sitting on the left. So it could be the quarterback come left.
Hurley in motion. Pena keeps it, finds good running room, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. 6-yard carry puts Burlington on the board. 5:56 to go in the first half.
Again, smash mouth football. Burlington just smashed their mouths a little harder than we smashed back. So this is what it's going to be all night. They're going to try to kick here into the wind. This will be an interesting experiment in wind-blown football.
Liam Brown in to kick, number 77, and we have a timeout on the field called by Burlington. So maybe Coach Dan McKay might want to take a second thought whether or not he wants to kick or if he wants to go for it. He's had a lot of success running here, so.
Yeah, it's an unusual call. The other thing, it is Wilmington did not make the conversion, so even if you miss the kick, you're in a tie football game. But you're absolutely right, Chris. They did a great job just pounding the ball down the field. I was surprised at this call, but maybe it's the way he coaches it. You know, we are not in the Burlington stands only one time a year, so it's an interesting call. But you got to respect what he wants to do. He's going to try to kick it again.
He is.
Watch this kid, he'll boot it like 100 miles down. He'll boot it into the softball field down there and make us look like fools.
Sean Pinkham to hold the ball. Either that, he'll run for a 2-point conversion. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Made it over the crossbar, so with 5:56 to go in the first half tonight, Burlington has jumped out to a 7-6 lead over the Wildcats.
And now they get to kick off into the wind, so Wilmington has to be aware of that. And have your hands, guys, everywhere up front as well. Again, you got about 5-6 minutes left to play here in the half. It'd be great to ball control all the way through the half. Surprised if he switches into the spread a little bit. Would not be surprised because he's got the wind in his back and let Robards perform some of that magic.
For the folks at home, Recreation Department is holding their annual Horribles Parade starting at the Public Safety Building coming up in a week and a half. They meet at the police fire station. They march up Church Street to the high school, and all the kids that participate will be able to feed their grubby paws with as much candy and bad stuff for them as they can possibly stick in a bag.
And that's why they don't let the adults do it.
Well, the adults put it in the bags.
That's true.
Yeah. So that's coming up, I think, October 27th. Anybody is welcome to come. If you'd like to help out the Recreation Department handing out candy that day, contact Karen Campbell at the Recreation Department at the Town Hall.
Fair catch.
Kick
Fair
is
catch.
a squibber, and it was, fair caught. Nice play over there on the far sideline. Short kick.
Very good coaching, too, there. I give credit. Their special teams has really improved over the course of the last 2 or 3 games. And you're allowed to fair catch a kick there. And with the wind the way it is and the ball being wet. Was that 7? Was that
I think it was 27.
27.
Nate Rabinskis, at least that's what it looked like from where I was.
If it was 7, that's Champa, correct?
If it was 7, it was Champer, and if it was 27, it was Rabinskis.
I'm going to go with 7.
Okay.
I'm going to take a guess. Sounds like something that Champa would do.
Okay, so Wildcats start the drive at their own 43-yard line. And Robarge is in the quarterback position. Handoff to Bailey Smith, who breaks through a couple of tackles, still going across midfield down to the 42, 43-yard line. Nice run by Bailey. He was hit 2 or 3 times, could have been stopped, but he just kept on churning.
When you need your seniors to step up, your seniors step up. A great run by Bailey there. Again, like I said with Bailey, he's got the quickness, but he's also got the power. The difference between Bailey and his brother Graham was a very fast, quick runner. Bailey's a lot, I hate to say this about Bailey and Graham, but Bailey's a lot stronger, bulkier, harder runner, and it's obvious by running the ball up the field.
Okay, so we got 3 wide receivers to the right. Robarge keeps it, and he's brought down on a tackle around the head, and it looks like a flag on the play. Personal foul for Burlington. You can see Christian's head spin around there. Probably fitting for Halloween, but not a good way to play football. So
the penalty's going to help, but I can tell you right now that the sieve that became our offensive line on that play, I can see the one of the line coaches down here is not happy. That Burlington player was in the backfield before you could even ever imagine.
Penalty brings the ball down to the 28-yard line of Burlington. So Wildcats have another first down. 5:10 clock running.
Like I said, it's good. I would running the spread with the wind behind your back makes some sense because you have a little more athletic quarterback with a couple more options. Would be shocked to see them throw.
Germano and Erickson on the right. Looks like Turner on the left. Keeps it. Finds big running room. Robarge in across the 15 and down at the 13-yard line. Good running room off left tackle. A lot of the defenders went for the fake handoff to Smith, and Robarge had a nice run.
And that's where the spread really helps. Because you put again, Robarge is a senior. You put the senior in and have him make that decision, and then his athletic ability allows him to pick up the extra yardage. So big couple plays here for the Wildcats with just short of 4 minutes to play here in the quarter.
Now we got Venezia in the left slot. Handoff to Smith. Comes right across the middle of the field. He's still going, and he's inside the 5. Another nice run by Bailey Smith.
A great read as well. A really good run. You're absolutely right, Chris. He saw the hole. He planted the foot, and he took it power up the middle of 8-yard pickup. Great run. Absolutely right.
I know they're different schools, Melrose being one of the best schools in the Eastern Mass and Fenwick, but Bailey looks like a new runner out here the last couple of games.
That is absolutely right. I think it was a tough first couple of games. The tide has turned, and again, give him that little bit of a hole, and his power and his speed will benefit you. 2nd and 1
for the Wildcats, just outside the 5. Handoff to Smith, cuts in for a first down, still going. Taken down at the 3-yard line by a host of Burlington tacklers, but it gives the Wildcats another first down. Clock continues to tick.
I would expect 3 more plays like that if they have to do it. This will take us under 3 minutes with this play. And again, you're absolutely right, Chris, what you say about Bailey. Those first 3 games, they were opponents in the backfield. Now he's getting a little bit more running room, and he's showing his ability to run the power run.
Once again, alone in the backfield with Robarge. See if Robarge keeps it on this play. Smith gets it wide open into the end zone. Nice, easy saunter into the end zone by Bailey Smith. 5.5, 6 yards, and Wildcats go back up.
Untouched into the end zone. A great drive there by the Wildcats. Aided only by the 15-yard penalty for face mask, but everything else was very positive for them.
I have to wonder if Burlington thought what I thought, that maybe Robarge was going to fake the handoff and sprint out to the left, because he had a parking lot in front of him going into the end zone.
Greg, that's the one thing the spread gives you, the ability you have the triple option, we'll call it. He could keep it, he could give it to Bailey, he could roll out and throw it. I don't know if that's exactly offense Couture's running here, but it does give you he gives you that level of variety.
Okay, Wildcats are going to go for 2 here for the extra points.
This is big.
Robarge takes it, sprints to the end zone, and once again untouched into the end zone. Christian Robarge puts the Wildcats up 14-7 with 2:53 to go in the first half.
Everything you want to go right on that drive and that extra point went right. Both the extra point and the touchdown, the running back or the quarterback in that case went in untouched. So with 7-point lead, hopefully good kickoff, and you can stop the running attack that Burlington put on so well in their last drive. If you get to halftime at 14-7, Wilmington will receive the second half kickoff.
Because a lot will depend on here if we've pretty much conceded that we're not going to get a lot of distance on the kickoff. Burlington is bound to start this drive in pretty good field position. And with just under 3 minutes on the clock, they burned a timeout there on the extra point, but they still have 2 timeouts, probably with a short field. We'll see how they make out trying to churn up the last, 2:53.
Yeah, this will be the first kickoff going this way, won't it? Yeah.
It will for the Wildcats, yeah.
Burlington didn't
you're right, yep.
kick off this way either. So the first kickoff with the win. Let's see what they do.
Okay, Smolinski ready to step into it. 2 deep backs for Burlington. Another squib kick goes down to number 10, Hurley, who falls on it, and
that play is dead. His knee's down. That play's dead.
I don't know if he had possession on it though.
Yeah, he's kneeling on it.
Okay.
I would. The rule there is, because this is college or high school, is once the knee's down, you're down, and he's kneeling, so he couldn't pick it up and run it after he was down on his knee. So I would have to say that's the correct call.
I'll agree with you.
He didn't really. He didn't really. I don't know if he's a baseball player or not, but he didn't really play that ball that well, though. He's like, I have to sit down on it. But again, Chris hits the nail on the head. We're not going to expect the kickoff to go more than 20 yards, and it is now a shorter field. So
Devils take over at their own 40-yard line. Pena stays in a quarterback, and Hurley once again is his only running back. Hurley sprints out to the right, pitches back to him. He finds defender of this, Smolinski, kind of hemmed him in, made the play on him. Bailey Smith was over there.
I know he gave up 5 yards there, Chris, but he did keep him in bounds, so the clock is running. So
Gavin Erickson was over on that side of the field as well, so it's going to be 2nd and 5 at the 45. Pena looks at downfield, lets the ball go long and deep. Man is open, and it's caught. Taken down by, still running. Oh man, what a good effort down there. That was Matt Pinkham.
Boy, I'll tell you something from here in the elements. That ball held up, and I think it was Robarge defensively. If Robarge just turned his head just a little bit earlier, he could have easily picked that off.
So Devils are
driving again.
Driving again at 2:08.
So they've decided to throw into the wind, which is interesting.
29-yard line. Pena handoff to Hurley up the middle. He's taken down for a short gain, couple of yards. Still outside the 25. Pat McAndrew comes in. Kyle Seed comes out.
Again, the next minute and a half here, big for the defense. Don't like to see that big pass play, but they did make a good job run stop there.
Back to pass again. Pena looks downfield, throws it again incomplete. Once again intended for Hurley. Smolinski in the coverage. The throw is off to the receiver's right, quarterback's left side short. So it's going to bring up third down.
It looked like he had to throw that ball around the defender a little bit, and he just missed his receiver on that. He also waited a little too long. I'd be interested to see if we see the replay of that. I think he waited just about half a second too long to get rid of it. 3
receivers split out wide to the right. Man in motion is Hurley. Fakes the handoff and a good defensive play. Roberts on the play, number 53. Looked like Smolinski in there and maybe Pat McAndrew.
Stayed in his lane extremely well there. Roberts did it. It's the first time that gap was not there for the quarterback to run through.
So big fourth down play for Burlington. Just about a minute to go in the first half.
They're going to call timeout.
And they'll call their second timeout of the half. So that was a big stop. You get a loss of a yard or so in the backfield, and it's like a chess match here.
Oh, definitely. It brings up 4th and long again. Now you have a 4th and 9 instead of a 4th and 5 or 6 on the play there. You might take the running play out of it here. You might want to look at, they might run some kind of a trick play or whatever. I would be again surprised if they line everybody up to one side and bring a guy in motion and then go the opposite way. But Wilmington, the key here is going to be for the defensive linemen to maintain their gaps and maintain their lanes and don't let anything get outside of them so that the 3 linebackers have the opportunity to make a tackle within the 9-yard range.
You mentioned the Wildcats will get the ball in the second half for the second half kickoff. So the key here, if they could stop Burlington, they don't have to try to run the ball. They could just kind of sit on it till halftime and see what happens.
No, I throw it deep, put it up in the air,
sure.
See how far it can go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe Chris is correct on that call. Don't listen to Jim.
All right, Wildcats defense comes out. It's like some athletic, smaller guys in there to put some pressure on Pena. Rushes on, ball is thrown, and it's caught for Pinkham, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Matt Pinkham, number 11, looked like the play was going to get broken up. I see some timeout on the field here.
There's a flag down over there, Chris.
Okay.
I think that's going to be on.
Well, it's coming back. Illegal hand in the back by one of the offensive players downfield.
So what?
So it's a 10-yard walk-off. So the Wildcats catch a break. Brings it back to the 20-yard line.
It also ran some clock. Again, Robar's got to think there. You got to keep that man in front of you no matter what happens. He tried to make an interception on the play. Probably wouldn't. So the read was, I think I can make the interception. If he picks, it's a pick 6. But if you miss it, it gives the opportunity for the touchdown. So that will not be a first down. So now they're going to have to reset the chains. 4th down. It should be 4th down. A little bit of confusion by the chain gang. 4th and like an inch, it looks like.
It's close. We're looking at it on the monitor here in the booth, and we don't have the capability to run it back. It's going to be 4th and 1 at the 20-yard line.
The clock should start. Yep.
Hurley in the backfield with Pena. Hurley's in motion. Pena takes the snap, and I think he got stopped. He got stopped a yard shy of the first down. I think the official marked it right on the 20-yard marker.
Yeah, they're going to.
Nice play. So the Wildcats will take over.
Yeah.
First down.
Take over on downs. A great defensive stop to end the half here by the Cats. Fortunate on the block in the back. Brings the touchdown back. But you have to stand up at some point. They do, and they make the plays when they need to make them. That left side of our defensive front read the play perfectly.
So
we think we're going to take a Diego victory formation here?
I think McCauley probably has good hands, good knees, and he'll just take a kneel down.
They're not victory formation, though.
Yeah. Well,
maybe they're going to go.
They got 46 seconds. I don't know. Hand off to Smith. Breaks it off the right tackle. Good pursuit by the defender down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
Clock will continue to run, and that may be the last one of the first half.
10 hurt his hand there for Will Burlington. He's going to have to come off the field.
That's Sean Pinkham, Matt's older brother. So there's going to be a timeout in the field for an injury.
If the Cats are going to run the clock, they should just run the clock here and get everybody off the field. Although the rain has stopped. We have the mist blowing, and the wind isn't as bad as it was. Maybe I'm protected by the booth up here where my friends are comfortable in the booth, dry, comfortable, smiling.
It's a nice night inside.
Perfect.
Really.
I hope the heat's on because my feet are freezing down here. Yeah, it's actually, I don't mind. This is actually good too. You know what? Maybe one day, Adam, we could do, I'll do the color like the dude from Monday Night Football used to do, right down on the sidelines. Put the wireless mic on me, I'll go do the color. Right down, I'll walk around the side like Booger McFarland. That's the guy's name. I'll be like Booger. You can call me Booger Boyle.
Well, okay. The clock's going to wind down here, I think, before we get another playoff.
Excellent half.
Yeah, Wildcats will be going into halftime with a 14-7 lead. Once again, we want to thank our sponsors. The band is not here tonight, so we'll be taking a short break. And then once we shut down, we'll keep maybe the camera live, and we'll see you at the third quarter action, just in a short time.
That's the end of the first half of the score. Wilmington 14, Burlington.
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football this season is sponsored in part by Align Credit Union. Align offers a variety of banking needs, from savings and checking accounts to mortgages and home equity loans, plus CDs, IRAs, car loans, and more, located on Lowell Street next to Lucci's or online at aligncu.com. Align Credit Union, connecting all your banking needs.
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football this year is sponsored in part by Red Heat Tavern, located at 300 Lowell Street. Red Heat's catering service brings their backyard grilling experience to you. Their event platters or boxed lunches can be customized to suit any occasion and the dietary needs of your party. Online at redheattavern.com/catering, or you can email catering@redheattavern.com.
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football is sponsored in part by Josie's Bakery, an Italian-influenced bakery where modern meets old school. You can find some of the classics with a modern twist, plus breads, cakes, and cookies, meats and cheeses too. Located on Lowell Street right next to Tremezzo, or you can check out their pictures and videos on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back to Wilmington High School's second half tonight. Burlington Red Devils and the Wilmington Wildcats. Score at halftime. Burlington is trailing the Wildcats 14-7. I want to thank you once again for joining us on our halftime, joining us for our live broadcast tonight, October 11th. For our game tonight, we'll have another game coming up in 2 weeks, and Jim Boyle will have to fill me in on who that game is against. And then if the Wildcats are able to make the playoffs, we're playing Wakefield in 2 weeks.
Wakefield, Stoneham next week.
Our executive dynamic producer, director, Adam Dusenberry, is from Wakefield. He's a Wakefield graduate. And sometimes his loyalties and his allegiance is a little bit questioned, but we'll let him hang out with us anyway. So.
Hey, anybody from Wakefield's fine by me.
Okay.
Especially if it's Adam.
Okay.
But if they lose Adam, we're going to have to make a bet, because I tell you something, it's going to be a tough one. This team got beat by Burlington, lost to Wakefield last week by like 33-7. So.
Really? Okay. Want to send a shout out to our friends at BCAT, Burlington Cable Access Television, who are also covering the game tonight. So they'll be probably running their programming starting at the beginning of the week. Wind seems like it's calmed down a little bit out there. Jim, you're standing out in the elements. What's it like?
Calmed down a little bit, but the flag is still going pretty good. Probably about a 15, 25-mile-an-hour wind. Again, it's going to be a field position game for the Wildcats. Did a great job first half running the football. I don't know. You guys have the have the people back there keeping stats. Maybe somebody's got their running.
They can read it in the town crier on Thursday.
Oh, so we're going to guess. I would guess he probably has over 65 yards rushing in the first half.
Okay.
And then they brought Robards and the freshman quarterback. He's done a good job mixing it up. So
Wildcats are going to be receiving the second half kickoff tonight. Just a couple other reminders. The Wilmington Rotary Auction is coming up on Friday, November 15th, up at the Knights of Columbus Hall. That's the main fundraiser for the Rotary Club. And a large percentage of money raised that night will go to scholarships for Wilmington residents graduate from high school next spring. I mentioned earlier the Horribles Parade is coming up on the 27th. That's Sunday afternoon. Meets at the Public Safety Building right about a little before 4 o'clock. Then they march up to the high school where the kids will all get in line with their costumes and collect as much candy as they can stuff in their little bags. So once again, Karen Campbell at the Recreation Department is looking for volunteers to help pass out that candy. If you have maybe an hour and a half to give that evening, you can reach out to her at the town hall, and I'm sure she'd be love to have you come along. And I'm sure it's that's certainly more important than the Patriots game, who are probably playing that day as well. And again, we're obviously covering the football game tonight, but if you want to help us out during the rest of the winter sports season, we'll be starting up basketball, hockey, maybe some winter track, girls. What else are the girls doing?
Hockey.
Well, we're looking for coverage down at Wilmington Community Television. Reach out to the executive director, Marty McHugh, at the studio, and he can set you up with some training. And okay, that was a nice onside kick by the Red Devils. It bounced before the Wildcats could play it, and just like in the first half, looked like they took the bounding kick, and John Hurley picked it up, and with the ball, he grabbed it at the 47-yard line where Burlington takes over. So turnaround, fair play.
Stunned is the word as we begin the half, Chris. That they not even ready for that to happen. So, oh well, turnaround is fair play. Let's see what we can do defensively.
Once again, Hurley in the backfield alone with Pena. It's like Sean Pinkham is back in the game. He hurt his hand earlier or toward the end of the first half, but he's back in the game, number 10. Hurley goes in motion to the left. Pena back to pass, rushes on, lets the ball go downfield, and it's incomplete. Intended for Matt Pinkham downfield.
That was a case there, Chris. The wind wreaked havoc with that pass. And I know they were successful in a couple of those throws in the first half, but again, you're still dealing with the elements. And again, you're playing behind the sticks. So they must have a lot of confidence that they can run on this Wilmington defense.
Second down and 10 at the 47. See Matt Pinkham in the slot. Once again, Hurley in motion. Passes out to him on the sideline, across tackle, and he's brought down actually inside the 40. Enough for a first down. Actually, it's close to a first down. Maybe stopped a yard short.
That play was successful in the first half going the other side, throwing it to the right. This time they came left. Looks like they found something they can run to get that short pass. It's almost like a quick pitch.
And the linebacker, whichever side he's going to, they're having a hard time keeping up with him. So we'll see what happens here. 3rd and 1. Once again, he's in motion. Pena keeps it, finds good running room across the 35 down to the 33-yard line. And it'll be first down and 10 for the Devils.
And that's the spot where your outside linebacker and your defensive end have to maintain their lanes again, and it's been open, and he has exploited it. Very experienced quarterback, Pena's.
Both Pinkham's wide to the right side of the line of scrimmage. And in motion is Hurley. Pena is back to pass. The play is blown dead, and it's going to be an illegal procedure against Burlington. Going to set them back 5 yards.
A little bit quick. A little bit quick there. So now they'll play behind the sticks a little bit, but they have shown that they can throw the football even with the wind the way it is. The rain has basically stopped. It's just a slight mist coming down on us now. So it's just now dealing with the wind and a little bit of a slick field and a slick ball, but the only turnovers were on the 2 onside kicks.
Sammy Ahmed in the backfield, number 50 for the Devils now. Hurley thrown back. That's a lateral. It's a fumble if the Wildcats jump on it. Oh, boy.
Now, that's from my vantage point here, Chris, that was a forward pass.
Okay.
The wind might have when he threw the ball, He was behind, like on the 44. That ball hit to the the kid dropped it about on the 43. So from my vantage point here, that looked like a forward pass.
All right, we'll watch it on replay
See who's
next week.
But that
I'll
play's
take your
worked.
word for it, though.
That play has worked immensely now twice or 3 times. Now they went left and right both ways.
2nd and 15. Pena calling signals. Another low snap. Hand off to Hurley. Coming up on the side. Wildcats had it pretty well played.
Yeah, I think Robarge had him dead to rights in the backfield, and he slipped that tackle, pick up about 2 or 3 yards.
Dean Nally moved up on the tackle there, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 13 yards for Burlington. See if the Wildcats can make a stop here. Maybe 4 down territory. We'll see. I don't think Burlington wants to kick into the wind again. Hurley in motion out to the left. Rushes on. Thrown downfield, and it's caught for a touchdown. Once again, Matt Pinkham for a touchdown.
Yeah, they shredded our secondary there. Secondary, that guy was open between two people, whether it was a miscommunication or what, but a really good call. It's like the 2nd or 3rd time that pass has been successful as well.
33-yard touchdown pass from Pena to Pinkham. Kind of sounds a little like a law firm.
Takes them 2 minutes to knot this game up and they make the point after.
Once again, Liam Brown into the extra point for the Devils. And it looks like it's good. Okay.
Tough angle from up here to see where that goes. Not the way you want to start the half, Chris, there, though. Burlington basically did whatever they wanted to do, starting with that phenomenal onside kick, which never even touched a Wilmington player, which is surprising. So again, I'm sure the hands team will be up front now, and
they'll be ready for it. It's 9:49 to go in the 3rd quarter. Once again, thank you for joining us live on WCTV tonight.
In the comfort of your homes.
Games and as you mentioned, Jim, good-sized student section here tonight.
Yep.
A lot of them with some pink regalia on there, and I think Adam was down there at halftime taking some photographs of the crowd, so hopefully we can give them a little recognition for standing out in the elements here tonight with you.
That's correct. I'm impressed, I have to say. They should be proud of themselves. A really good turnout on a miserable night. Your team's 1-3. You're still showing some faith in your team. You're actually getting a good football game here at home, too. So, and there's no Melrose kids to fight with them. Which Melrose, somehow they got their students aside of our students, and it didn't bode too well as they were.
So Liam Brown again, the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. It's like single setback deep. There's another one. This time it's taken by the Wilmington up man on the far side.
Venezia.
It's like John Germano.
No, Venezia, I think, got that 20.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually Germano. I can't tell who it was. I was watching the wrong monitor.
No, but again, they were ready for it. At least they were cognizant of it. The first player ducked underneath it, so maybe that was the play. Let it bounce over your head and get an easier bounce to Venezia, but he made the play.
Wildcats take over 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. So in good field position with the wind. Try to take advantage of it in the 3rd quarter here.
He's going to the spread with the wind, and he goes to the basic eye when he's going into the wind, it seems like. So see what they do here.
Mizuraka split out in the slot on the right. Robaj keeps the ball. Actually, good pursuit by Burlington on that.
He got hit pretty hard
56 there. Ray Magliozzi in on the tackle.
Slow to get up. His shoulder got jacked up a little bit there.
Gain of about a yard and a half.
He's going to have to come out of the game. He's caught from behind. Bailey Smith made a nice kick-out block, but the pursuit caught up to him. He's off here on the sidelines getting talked to by the trainer.
So Joe McCauley's back in at quarterback, freshman number 10 for the Wildcats. Venezia is the up back, Smith the deep back. Hand off to Smith up the middle. Finds some good running room again. He fights for more yardage across midfield down to the 48-yard line.
And they were successful running this offense in the first half. The wind has picked up too here a little bit. Again, smash mouth football. You see if you get Bailey a little bit of a hole and pick up the yardage. Run the clock a little bit too. Burlington's offense has been very fast. They've scored quickly. Wilmington has been very slow and steady. So
3rd and 5. McCauley calls signals. Once again to Smith, who's knocked down the flag on the play. I think it was inadvertent.
Inadvertent, he got the hand right up there in the face.
Josh McLeod, the number 81, the defensive end on that side, grabbed the face mask as Bailey went through. So Wildcats catch a break in a first down here, moving the ball down inside the 35-yard line, I believe.
So let's see if they can take advantage of this break. This is the second break they've had going this way. They had that in the first half. They ended up scoring. So again, imperative to establish the running game here because Robarge is still on the sidelines, being tended to.
So Mizuraka split wide to the right. It's like Erickson split wide to the left. McCauley calling signals. Hands off to the first man through Venezia. And once again, he kind of sprinted out to the left instead of going straight ahead.
Yep, went east-west, not north-south. So if you're the fullback, you want you going north-south. Again, it's something that you hope that they'll see in film and they can make that correction.
Loss of about a yard, 2nd and 11 for the Wildcats. 7:46 to go in the first half. In the third quarter, sorry.
And it'll be Robarge here for this second down and low. He's back ready to go.
Tie game here tonight, 14-14. Burlington and Wilmington. It's like Turner, number 26, in the slot on the right. Germano on the slot on the right. Pitches back to Smith, who is not going to get any running room. He puts his head down. He's stopped for a loss of a yard or two.
They're a great job by defense, the left side of their defense, stringing that play out, understanding what might happen. Robarge might have been able to keep that because everyone was looking at Bailey. But again, they did a great job stringing that play out and bringing 3rd and long.
So 3rd and about 11 and a half yards from the 36-yard line. See what they cook up here. Robarge is still in with Smith. No single running back. Back to pass. He lets it go downfield. Man is open. Off the fingertips of Turner down at the 5-yard line. Nice try.
Good ball. Looked like he threw that into traffic, but that ball actually got to Andre Turner.
Good coverage by the Burlington D-backs. 2 of them down there right around him, and Andre went up for the pass. I think it went off his fingertips, so it's going to be 4th down for the Wildcats. And
looks like he's going to go for it. Again, you're 14-14 tie, 6:32 to play. You're going to have the wind only for this quarter. This is a tough play, though. A tough play call at 4th and 12.
Erickson to the right, Mizuraka, Turner, and Germano on the left. Back to pass. He holds it back. He sprints and scrambles. He lets the ball go downfield.
Don't drop it.
And it's going to be a touchdown for John Germano.
Great play by Christian Robarge there.
He just kept looking downfield, and John was wide open.
A couple really good things happened there, Chris. Number 1, we scored the touchdown. Can't beat that. Number 2, Bailey Smith made a really good block to keep him from getting tackled early. And then the third part of that is the ability of Robarge to scramble and keep his head looking forward instead of running and getting the pass off for the touchdown.
36-yard touchdown pass from Christian Robarge to John Germano. Puts the Wildcats back up ahead, 20-14, 6:16 to go in the third quarter. And I don't know if we're going for 1 or 2 yet. Looks like Smolinski's in there, so I'm going to guess a 1-point conversion with the wind behind their back.
That's the Christian Robarge special to get it to be 20-14 there.
Champer in to hold at the 10.
Wind is, all of a sudden it's picked up, but he'll be kicking with the wind right behind him. It's good.
Kick is up, and it is good.
Good job by Smolinski there.
So the Wildcats are up 21-14, 6:16 to go in the third quarter, and Wildcats strike right back after an early third quarter touchdown by the Devils.
So, I would have to say, Chris, that if he could kick off the way he kicked that extra point, we're not getting a 10 or 15 yard kick here. We're getting a 30, 40, 45 yard kick. So if he could simulate that in the kickoff, if Steven Smolinski, that's really what you want. Try to pin them as deep in their zone as you can.
I just think back to some of the last year's games where they really struggled on kick coverage, and even earlier this year there was a lot of struggles with a lot of the younger players. So
yes,
see what they do here.
But like I said, took advantage. They were second, third, and long on the face mask penalty. They took advantage of that. They had a 4th and long. They scored the touchdown on a really good play by Christian Robar. So when they had to make plays, they made plays on the offensive side, which we hadn't seen the first 3 games, especially the first 2, the Woburn and the Melrose game that we have covered. So they have grown a little bit as a team.
Ball's teed up on its side on the tee.
I still don't understand why, but
2
that's
deep
what the coach
backs. Smolinski's ready. He steps into the ball. Another knuckleball. And it's down at the 41-yard line. And I think Wildcats might be a little fortunate they didn't get a personal foul penalty there. Yeah.
Yeah. Once, like I said, we said this earlier on that other kickoff first half. Once the knee is down, you're down in this level.
Sean Pinkham recovered the ball at the 41, so that's where Burlington will take over again.
I think Coach Turner must be leery of kickoff returns in general, so he's not kicking the ball deep. But again, you give these guys short field. They got a 60-yard field here, so defense is going to have to step up, try to maintain this 7-point lead.
See, it looks like Smith and Smolinski and Champ are at the linebacker position, maybe to try to harness Hurley, who runs out to the right. Makes it outside the tackle box, and he's out of bounds across midfield down to the 47-yard line of Wilmington. Found good running room there.
Yeah, it looked like 52 had a shot at him early, and he just turned on the speed to get the edge. And after that, it was over. They've been doing a really good job offensively the last couple series. So we have not had a lot of success stopping them.
Got a blocking back in front, hand off to Hurley up the middle, who goes for another 2 yards down to the 45-yard line.
And then on that play, it looked like they were slow to develop that, even with the blocking back in front. Because there was a hole there.
Sami Ahmed, number 50. He's not a big kid, but he led the blocking through the front of the line there.
Time for the little quarterback option here.
Hand off to Hurley, finds running room, crossing back. He finds open space downfield. And he's finally taken down by Mizuraka at the 18-yard line, 17-yard line. Good gain for the Devils.
They have had really, really good success coming around the edges, both sides, but especially to the, which would be their left side. The play has been picking up major yardage all night.
See if the D-line can stop him. He goes again. Boxes outside the tackle, and he's taken down at the 11-yard line, 12-yard line.
Yeah, this right side of our defensive, the right tackle and the right outside linebacker are having a lot of trouble plugging that. And they're just catching edge every time that play has been run.
I think when the Wildcats, they try to focus a little more defense on the line, then that opens up the passing lanes in the defensive backfield. So once again, Hurley again in motion. Pena keeps it, goes up the middle. This time he's stopped for little or no gain. Good tackle there. Bailey Smith on the play.
Yeah,
Looks like
it was an interesting play call there.
Dean Nally might have been in the play there, number 54.
So now we're down 3rd and 4 here. Big two downs here for the Wildcats.
Got a timeout called by Wilmington. I guess they want to take a look at this.
Timeout. Yeah, I got some guys from Peter Reno Jr. and 1,000-yard rusher standing right beside me here on the sidelines. Well, actually in the stands. It's actually cold down here, though, guys. No. You guys are up there in a nice heated booth. Down here freezing. Sacrifices that I make for the good of the production.
You're a hero.
I should be a hero. Yeah, I got, who do we have down here? We've got Marino, Kelsey, Fiorenza, and is that it? Fitzy down there too?
With the amount of money you're making for tonight's game, you should be happy.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I asked the executive director for a 10% raise. He said sure, and they gave it to me, and it was perfect.
657-4066, the phone number at WCTV. Yeah, Adam's nodding his head. I think I had it right. So, again, if you want to help us out in any of the broadcasts, it's largely a volunteer effort here for all of our sports broadcasts. We'd love to have you come down, get some good equipment, and you can either do play-by-play, cameras, do some of the equipment.
I don't know about the play-by-play, Chris. I don't want anybody taking your job.
All right, don't worry about me. All right. Second down for Burlington, 3rd and 4 to go. Pena calls signals. Looks like they changed the play at the line of scrimmage. Sami Ahmed, okay, Hurley going to the right. Pena keeps it. And this time it looks like they got him stopped.
Got penetration defensive line. And again, I don't know why they're running that play 3 times in a row there.
So it's 4th and about 3. The ball's just outside the 10-yard line, and Devils have a choice to make here. They're going to go for first down, or are they going to try a field goal?
Yeah. They try a field goal here, they're going to miss.
This is a big play for the Wildcats right now.
Yes.
4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
I'm going with a little. They're going to slide 20 around the corner here. Pitch it to him quick. Going to the right.
Wildcats are heavy on the defensive right side, but you're right, exactly. And he's
going to be short.
It's going to be close.
It is going to be really close.
I think he might be short. The way the official on the sideline is putting the ball down, I think
6 inches short.
Yep. They might measure it, but at least up here on the monitor, it looks like the Wildcats did stop him.
They're going to measure. We've had the excitement of a measurement all year, Chris, so finally get it back.
So we'll, you got anything to fill the time here, Jim? Because
yes, I do. No, I think it's, again, this will be the second 4th down stop if they make it, down in their end of the zone. Don't understand the play calling for Burlington there with the quarterback keeper twice.
You know, I have to tell you, if you're looking on the screen here, the yellow line is not the first down marker. It's not like superimposed there. So the Wildcats have stopped the Devils on 4th down. And Wilmington will take over 1st down and 10 at the, looks like about the 10-yard line.
So the Cats with another 4th down stop, and they'll have 3:45 with the wind to try to move it forward. That yellow line, is that the next innovation from Adam Dusenberry?
I'm going to talk to Adam about that. Yeah, we'll see if we can get that line superimposed for all of our telecasts starting next year.
That'd be awesome.
That'll be in the budget for sure. Because, you know, these guys, money is no object at
I
WCTV.
think the budget for sure is going to be hand warmers and feet warmers for the crazy color guy who's standing outside in the wind and the rain.
Okay, we'll do that for Thanksgiving. How's that? Up in Tewksbury.
All right.
All
we
right.
get to stand in that rickety booth in Tewksbury and try to stay alive.
All right, Robarge comes in at the quarterback position. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the 8-yard line. Hand off he keeps it, goes over left tackle, and he's stopped for a short gain. Might have picked up a yard or 2 in the play before he's taken down.
Imperative not to turn the ball over down here. That'll be the key. Good hands teams here. If you have to kick, you'll kick with the wind. Let your defense do it once again.
Clock continues to tick. 3:20 to go in the third quarter. It was a pretty quick first half. Things have slowed down a little in the second half here. Once again to Robarge. He finds some good running room for gain of about 5 yards out to the 15-yard line. Got to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats.
Again, the key here is get the first down. If you don't get the first down, don't turn it over. And I did just get a text that somebody, we do have a couple people watching it live, because he said that pass was backwards. Well, the one that Chris thought went backwards and I thought went forward. So from our local Wilmington football fans, just got a text telling me that pass was backwards. I don't know why the texter's not out here in this lovely weather with us, but jeez. Actually, I'm having a good time tonight. It's a great football game, and the kids are playing great, so I have no complaints.
I think Robarge keeps it here. Let's see. He does. Bailey Smith, nice lead block. Dean Nally with another one, but he's going to be stopped shy of the first down.
Just didn't hit the hole quick enough there, Chris, after he had the 2 good lead blocks. And now you got a punt. Is Robarge the punter?
No, I think he's got his Smolinski's been kicking.
Oh.
Actually, don't really know.
I don't either.
I can kind of tell. It looks like Christian's left shoulder's bothering him a little bit. Oh, maybe both hands too, a little wet. So.
He got hit over here on that keeper from behind. He got drilled, it slammed to the ground. Who is this? 42 is the kicker.
That's Will Kenyon. Back deep, stands at the 2-yard line.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting call here.
Is it a procedure? It is against the
Wildcats.
Wildcats. So whistle blew before the kick was off. So that'll set him back 5 yards. Put Kenyon in the end zone. Pinkham will probably be lined up at about the 40 or 45-yard line to receive the punt. So
from a former long snapper, put a lot of pressure on your center here. Got to make everything's gonna be perfect. The ball's wet. You're snapping it back into a really stiff breeze, and you haven't punted all night, so you're not fresh. You're not loose. A very big snap. I can't tell who the snapper is though.
good snap, gets the ball away. It's
kick.
A pretty good kick. Takes it at the 50-yard line. Pinkham cuts to the right, and then he cuts back across the midfield, finds running room, and he's taken down at the 35-yard line. Finally, Tristan Champa dragged him down. Good run back, 15-yard return by Matt Pinkham.
And also a good punt, but he did a great job. He took, again, he went north-south, not east-west, and then going north-south, he picked the hole, and it gets really good field position.
50-yard, actually about 40 yards on the punt. He kicked it out of his own end zone. The ball sailed out to the 50. So
yeah, it will turn around in a minute and 12. So see if they try to do anything fancy or just run the football here to get us to the fourth quarter.
I will say that most of the success tonight for both teams has come into the wind as opposed to against the wind.
Yeah, that's the irony of the whole thing is the two face mask penalties, which really helped us. We have been going the other way. So that's the only thing that happened with the wind. The wind is picking up once again. If you can see on the camera, the mist is blowing hard.
Pena's back to pass, looks downfield. Man is open, and it's knocked down. Nice defensive play by Robarge. Yeah, Christian Robarge on the defense down at the 15, 17-yard line.
So he's learned his lessons from the last couple passes. Although the guy had him beat, so that was a play where the wind probably held that throw up. So again, important here to get another stop. Keep them going into the wind.
1:06, clock is stopped for the incompletion. Pena with Hurley in motion, throws it back out again. This one is incomplete. That one was a forward pass.
Correct. So again, they're gonna go into the wind once again. And like I said, the wind's picked up just a little bit more over the last 2 or 3 minutes. I could tell that by the flag. Because I'm soaked.
Jared Venezia comes in at the defensive end or linebacker position to try to prevent, I'm assuming, an open space in the defensive line. Low snap, ball's loose, knocked down. Nice, he keeps it, lets it go downfield, and it's caught. Down in the end zone, knocked out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Josh McLeod, first time tonight they've called his number on the passing game and caught it down by the sideline, and Burlington's in business.
Yeah, lucky there they didn't get even if he did catch it, but that could have easily been a pass interference. As he didn't even turn around to look for it. 25 for the Wildcats. They're struggling with this passing game a little bit. It's surprising.
I see Gavin Erickson looking over toward the Burlington sideline. I think he's trying to figure out what the play is going to be. Pena with Hurley in motion. Pena keeps it, goes up the middle, but he's knocked down for maybe a loss of a yard. Good defensive play by the Wildcats. Mizuraka in the play along with Pat McAndrew in the tackle.
This is where they've done their work, is inside the 20-yard line of their zone.
So another big body. McAndrew is back in the game. Kyle Saeed is in the game. Dean Nally along the defensive front.
They're not going to get this play off, I don't think, Craig.
And that will be the end of the third quarter. So 3 quarters in, Wildcats are up 21-14 over Burlington. We'll be back for the fourth quarter action right after these messages from our local sponsors.
WCTV's coverage of Wildcat football this year is sponsored in part by Red Heat Tavern, located at 300 Lowell Street. Red Heat's catering service brings their backyard grilling experience to you. Their event platters or boxed lunches can be customized to suit any occasion and the dietary needs of your party. Online at redheattavern.com/catering, or you can email catering@redheattavern.com.
We're back for fourth quarter action here. Wilmington Community Television's live broadcast tonight, 11th of October. Burlington against Wilmington. Burlington on the knocking on the doorstep at the 5-yard line just about. Handoff is up the middle. Tough running room in the middle, but 8 guys from the Wildcats stacking up the ball carrier. And let's see, that was the quarterback, Pena, trying to keep the ball.
Chris, they keep trying to do that. That's like about the 4th or 5th time they've tried to run the ball up the middle. And it's the one area I think that the Wildcats have been very successful. They've had trouble holding their edge, but
big third down play here. Handoff to Hurley, who gets into the end zone, but there's a flag on the play, and that's probably indicative of a procedure. Okay, I was going to say a hold, but
I have the benefit of I can see the ref a little bit from down here.
I'm looking through. Well, yeah.
So two big plays coming up here.
So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line now. Play did work. Hurley was wide open into the end zone, but see what they got cooked up here. Hand off to Hurley, left tackle, sprints out again, finds some running room. He's down to the 5, and he's knocked out of bounds shy of the goal line at the 2-yard line. Going to bring up a huge, actually the 1-yard line. 4th and goal for the Devils at the 1-yard line, trailing by 7 points.
Good pursuit by the right side of the defense, but he's still got the edge, so I wouldn't be surprised they run that play again.
Exact same play, and the Wildcats stopped it on 4th down. What a huge stop by Wilmington.
I'm going to imagine that was Bailey Smith. That's who it looked like.
Bailey Smith was in there. Dylan Clerico was in there.
Bailey shot the gap as a linebacker, anticipating that play coming. So for the 3rd time in this football game, the Burlington Red Devils have been stopped inside their 20-yard line on the 4th down. So the Wildcats, with the going into the win where they've been successfully running the football, have an opportunity to eat some clock and maybe put this game out of reach.
They look for some running room too. They picked up 4 yards on the loss, so that gives them a little breathing coming out of their own end zone area.
The key here, though, too, Chris, is like I said the last time we were down in this area, is maintaining possession. Make sure you have a good grip on the ball.
Okay, once again, Robarge is in at the quarterback position with Bailey Smith in the backfield again. Good tandem, works well tonight. Robarge keeps it, goes off left tackle, finds some running room up the middle, picks up about 7 or 8 yards.
The ability to make the deception with the fake handoff to Bailey has really started to pay off for the Wildcats. I think I said before the game the key would be to get Bailey Smith about 20 to 25 touches, and I think we're getting up to that number now.
I would agree, yeah.
And Christian Robarge coming in as the option quarterback or the spread quarterback has done a really good job of maintaining possession of the football.
Picked up about 8.5, almost 9 yards in that carry, so it's just 2nd down, a little over a yard.
It's important to pick up 1 or 2 first downs here just to get away from your old goal line kicking into the wind.
Handoff this time to Smith, who sprints around left tackle, finds a lot of running under the 20, 25, and out to the 28, 29-yard line.
That's what we like to see out of Mr. Smith there.
Good power running, yep.
Gets the edge and just puts barrels ahead. Like I said, I think we're at the limit where we want him to be in the 25 carries a game. He's got to be pushing towards 100 yards as well.
I think Pat McAndrew might have opened up the seam on that left side of that offensive line for the Wildcats. And again, coupled with Smith's speed, good solid game. Inside the Turner, he's up to the 30, 40, 45-yard line. Taken down inside pitch to Andre Turner. Nice gain for first down for the Wildcats.
A good little misdirection play for Turner as they're keying on Bailey and Christian Robarge. So again, now they've got an opportunity with 9 minutes to play here in the quarter on a first down. Now they're almost to the other side of the Burlington side of the field, which will really help.
Timeout on the field. I'm not sure if Wilmington called that or Burlington. A Burlington timeout.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of push here. A lot of that play really was effective in a number of ways. One, they got Turner into space with his speed. The only thing I didn't like about it at the end of the play, he lost a little bit of contact with the football. So again, he's a freshman or sophomore. I don't remember which.
Turner's a freshman, I believe.
So it's important that you hold on to the football. Yeah. Like I said, I'd ride right now. It's time to ride Bailey Smith for a couple plays here.
We've talked in past weeks about the skill position players for the Wildcats. There aren't too many other studs on the team, but there's a lot of young talent here between Turner, Erickson, the Germano brothers. There's some real young kids coming up through, and I think it bodes well for the team for the next few years.
It does, and it looks like that's the way he's trying to build. But he is, if we watch now, he's riding his seniors, Robarge, his offensive line, and Bailey Smith. So let's see how they can handle this next 9 minutes. Put a nice drive together here and put the game out of reach.
Turner now in the left slot, Germano in the right slot, sprints out to the left. Keeps the ball, runs upfield for another 5 yards across midfield. So actually a 6-yard gain for Robarge. So that play has worked well a lot tonight.
Yeah, that was a really good read by Christian. He saw that the pitch man was going to be covered quicker than he was going to be, and he turned it up and hit the gap quick. Venenzia's coming back in the game, so a little more power running here as well, hopefully.
He'll most likely get lined up at the short back position. Actually, he's just out to the right. And off to Smith.
Backwards, Bailey.
This is trouble. Actually, he did well to get back to the 47, 48-yard line, but pretty good loss on that play. Loss of about 4 or 5 yards.
It's just like we've been saying with Venezia all night, that east and west isn't going to help you here. Bailey's got the speed to get around the edge, but there the pursuit was coming after him. And again, that's nitpicking. A kid who's played a great game, so we'll give him that one. He'll make it up here. And then the coach has a major decision to make if he doesn't get the first down. Do you punt into this wind, or you just make this a two plays to get the 6 yards?
How about a quick kick on third down, Jim?
Into this wind, I don't know if that's a good idea. The wind it's really deceptive, because standing in front of the booth here, I don't feel as much. When I look at the flag's blowing pretty stiffly.
Robarge back to pass, lets the ball go downfield. Man is open, but it's overthrown. Erickson at the 40-yard line is going to bring up a 4th down. 4th and 6.
Like I said, never like to question the coach, but I have to question the coach on that. I
mean, you know we are live.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay, right.
Again, my job isn't to be controversial anymore. I don't understand the play there. Not only does it, if it's successful, you look great, but he's throwing the ball across the field into the wind. We haven't been too successful there. And you don't run any clock. Now you're going to punt it into the wind. There, and you've had Bailey Smith and himself and Christian Robarge running the ball relatively well, but we're still in the lead, and that's nitpicking. So maybe I'm right.
Goes straight up in the air and out of bounds, and it might have actually gone backwards. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think they picked up 1 yard on that punt because the ball was on the 49. But again, you're putting pressure on a kid who's not truly a punter, and he's punting it. Like I said, the wind has picked up over the last 5 minutes as well down here. So, again, it is high school football, and we are leading by 7 points.
Dean Nally is coming off the field here. Or maybe he's just taking some directions from the coach. So Burlington in good field position at the 50. Rushes on. Ball is thrown downfield. Good coverage.
That's a nice
Christian
ball.
Robarge on the coverage with Sean Pinkham, the intended receiver, down at the 25-yard line.
I think that ball got a little caught up in the wind a little bit. That was a really nice ball by Pena. I think the replacement of, they know they're going to throw here, so I think you want to get that extra defensive back in.
7:19 to go in the game. Hand off to Hurley around the left tackle. He finds running room again with a big hole down the sideline. He got knocked out at the, looks like the 33-yard line. He was going to try to vault the defensive back for the Wildcats, but he jumped a little early.
That's what it looked like from here, too. But again, a big run going left,
Yeah,
going right.
good solid run.
That Hurley play has worked here. As for some reason, we just can't get our penetration from that left, the two ends.
Hurley again around left tackle. This time good coverage by the Wildcats on the left side.
You know, the other thing you have here as well, though, is if they do score, you're going to kick off. Wilmington is in this fourth quarter, no matter what they do. Obviously, in that punt, we're going to be going into the wind, either ahead or tie if they score. So it's here imperative that that we get the stop, like there on first down, to make it a long second down.
2nd and 9 for Burlington. Ahmed again in the backfield. Good pressure from the Wildcats up the middle, and Pena's taken down for possibly the first or second time tonight. That was a good rush by the Wildcats, and let's see.
That was Nally.
Dean Nally, yeah.
So like we said on offense, the two offensive captains stepped up, and now defensively, Dean Nally, who is a captain, senior captain, steps up and makes a really big play on second down to make it 3rd and long.
6-yard loss for Burlington.
This is what you want to see, the progression of this team as they get better and better as the year goes on.
3rd and 16. It's like another pass play. The line, it's plays being changed at the line of scrimmage. Back to pass, out to Hurley again. Good coverage by the Wildcats, but he tries to get back across the field.
Good tackle.
Nice tackle. And looks like Mizuraka, maybe 25 on the tackle
I
there.
think it was Venezia, 20.
Okay, all right.
So now they have a 4th down. I'm surprised he goes for it here. It's 5 minutes to play. You got 2 timeouts. If you punt it down deep, you get turnover possibilities. So now I can pick on the Burlington coach. So I'm 2 for 2 here in this half, picking on coaches.
4th and 16 from the 40.
Again, this is their decision, but I would. Clock's running and I don't understand, but they're going to call timeout there, which again doesn't make any sense too.
This is their second timeout of the half now, so that only leaves them 1 with 5 minutes to go in the game, down by 7 points. So
if you trust that your punter can, even if you punt the ball to the 20 here, and it punt it out of the end zone, there's still Wilmington doesn't have to, would have to get like 2 or 3 first downs and the game's over. But it's wet, it's windy, there hasn't been a turnover. Right? I don't think we've had a turnover except for the 2 onside kicks. So, stranger things have happened. Because the ball is not round. They did make it like that shape for a reason, so it bounces all over the place. Crazy. But I think a 4th and 17 is just... And if you look at the analytics of it, we haven't even talked to analytics today yet, but if you look at the analytics of it, it's just, I don't know. I have to say, Chris, this has been a really fun game. I love when they're competitive.
Yeah.
It's been a really good close game. The kids have played really hard. It looks like they're learning the lessons. And now you just want to finish it out. And you can hear the wind in my mic, I'm sure,
we can hear it all night, yeah.
Like I
sound
said,
like you're in a hurricane, but that's all right.
It's picked up a little bit, too.
All right, 4th and about 16 and a half, 17 yards. Pena in the shotgun formation, 5 wide receivers going out. Nally with the pressure on, lets the ball go downfield. Defensive backs are there, and it's knocked down and incomplete. Wildcats take over, a big 4th down stop.
Really good play. Even Bailey Smith, the linebacker, was back. So he threw that into triple coverage. It's just funny because the wind is blowing. It's really not blowing straight down the field. It's almost coming, if you look on our screen, I'm trying to think how the monitor looks. We would go left or right on the monitor and be going from the trees on the other side. It's more coming on an angle down to the other pylon. So he threw that ball. It doesn't go in the wind. The wind brought that back a little bit on him. So that's why I don't understand why you just don't punt there. And now you got to try to stop him. But I guess they're figuring that if you stop him here, that punt of 1 yard is still going to be a punt of 1 yard. So it's maybe 6 and 1/2 dozen the other.
Okay, it's
But if you put
Wilmington has the ball at their own 40-yard line. 4:54 to go in the game tonight.
ball protection, give it to Bailey Smith and let's run this game out.
How about Christian Robarge looking for some holes up the middle? He scampers through for about 2 or 3 yards out to the 42. Good coverage over in the defensive front by the Devils on the right side.
Now, once again, the other thing here is on the play clock, the back judge, I don't know if we can see him on our monitor.
No.
The back judge is back at the 35-yard line. With 10 seconds left of the play clock, he's going to put his hand up. And then when he brings it down, there's 5 left. Robar shouldn't even start this play until that hand goes up. That way you run as much clock as you can. And I'm pretty sure it's a 40-second clock. So I can watch him. His hand is now up. So now you have 10 seconds to run the play. So we're at 4:13. So when the hand goes down, you want to try to snap it right after the hand goes down. There it goes. Good play. Very well executed
and off to
there.
Bailey. Nice running room up the middle.
Got
and
the
he's gonna
first
be
down and
across
more.
midfield. Down to the 44-yard line, dragging tacklers with him. Great run by Bailey Smith.
You know, I don't know. We'll get the stats a little bit later on, but he's had a phenomenal game. Him and Christian Robarge have done a really good job. And now it's just power football here. And don't turn it over and walk away with a win because there's...
Venecia comes in as the blocking back again, so we're probably going to see more of the stomping it right through the middle.
Right. I think it's one more first down. This game will be they could victory formation, but they think with the time they need one more because we're at 3:30.
And again, with just one timeout left for Burlington, they're getting into a dangerous territory that they have a long field even if they do get the ball back.
Okay, now the back judge's hand is up, so we're down to 5 seconds. He's come back down. Did a really good job managing
Hand off
this
up the
game.
middle to Bailey. Big running room across the left tackle, across the 35, down to the 33-yard line. Another first down.
Mr. Smith stepping up here. 2 games in a row. Offensive line has done the job.
Clock continues to run. Going down to about 3 minutes left in the game tonight.
So again, I'll be interested to see how many carries Mr. Smith ended up with. But it's probably going to be right about the number that they wanted. Like I said, it might even be over 25 by the time we're done.
If you want exact details, make sure you get your copy of the Town Crier next Wednesday night or Thursday. Sold locally.
Don't count on me because I have no idea from down here.
Okay, Robarge, once again, a handoff to Bailey Smith up the middle. Another big run. He breaks more tackles inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line.
If Chris, that'll just about do it.
I would think so. 2:28, clock continues to run.
With the timeout to move the chains, there's 2:28 left, 40. Yeah, I don't think they have to run 2 or 3 plays here, and that should do it. Burlington does have the 1 timeout, though. So we'll see what they do. Very, very nice drive here at the end of the quarter. Actually, the whole second half. The offensive line, got to give them a lot of credit.
You do. In fact, we probably should do a shout-out to them.
And then just ball protection.
Smith again to cross the 20, down into across the 15, almost down to the 10-yard line.
Now they're going to try to rip the ball out of your hands and everything else. So that'll be the final timeout for Burlington.
1:46 to go in tonight's game. Second down and about 4 yards to go.
So let's look at the clock, Chris. There's 1:46 to go. This play will run. Say it takes 5 seconds, 6 seconds. That takes 1:40. You have the 40-second clock, gets you down to a minute. That'll be your third down play. You'll run the ball on 4th down. The clock will stop, change the possession if you don't get the first down. If anything, if the worst case scenario, Burlington can probably get the ball with about 45 to 50 seconds to play, and then they'll have to go 80 yards with this win. So this will be a big possession here to hold tight. And
Coach Turner does have to be very happy with the effort tonight. These kids have really worked hard. A couple of them got banged up early, but they stayed in the game. And Burlington, comparable team, they came in 3-1. So
the second win in a row here, if they win. It's not counting chickens before they hatch. And next week, I think, is...
Okay, Robarge now comes out as a wide receiver on the left or in the slot, and Macaulay is back in at quarterback. Hand off to Smith. More running room. First down at the 5-yard line.
And they don't have to. They can take a knee now. The game's over.
Good carries down to the 5-yard line.
So now it's a matter of what you don't.
Good for a Wildcat. First down.
I won't make a, because I don't think you have to run a play now, because now you have 4 downs to get. You just have to take a knee. So do victory formation. It looks like that's what he's going to do.
Okay, well, let's give credit where it's due then tonight. Center position, Andy O'Brien, Dean Nally, left guard, Pat McAndrew, left tackle. And I know right now Carl Saeed's over there at the right tackle position, and Jake Chiricello.
And they did a phenomenal job,
They
absolutely
did.
right. And then don't forget Steven Smolinski as the tight end as well. So now the victory formation this. And
So,
they'll have to run one more play. The other thing the other props you have to give is to defense, who made 3 big stops on 4th down in this game in their own defensive territory. So overall, great game. The seniors stepped up. Nally made a couple big plays defensively. Bailey Smith and Christian Robarch played great offensively. It's a really good win for them.
Yeah, I think, even considering the fact that they played very well against Watertown, I think they really gutted this game out tonight. Should be very proud. Coach Turner's proud. Macaulay kneels down on it. That'll be the last play of the game. And the final score tonight as the teams congratulate each other and shake hands. Wilmington will take this one to the bank tonight. 21, Burlington Red Devils 14. So we want to thank you very much once again for joining us on our live broadcast for October 11th on WCTV. If you catch us in the next couple of weeks, either streaming or online or on cable TV, WCTV.org. We hope you enjoyed tonight's game. Congratulations to the Wildcats, who now move up to 2-3 in the season. Burlington falls back to 3-2. We'll be back in 2 weeks from tonight against Wakefield High School, and we'll see. By that time, we'll have a pretty good idea as to whether or not they're going to make the playoffs. So once again, for Jim Boyle, my sidekick, Adam Dusenberry, our producer and director, and Marty McHugh, our camera person tonight, Chris Neville, signing off. Thanks for coming.